folks, Kurt Patke coming to you from the Grand Canyon. I'm on the Beamer Trail about 3 miles east of Tanner Beach. I'm on day 3 of a 4-day backpacking trip, and today I'll be reviewing the Ohm 2.0 backpack, which is sitting here right in front of me. So some of the notable features of this backpack are the elastic front pocket, which holds a ton of stuff. This is my toiletry kit, and twine for my tarp and for lowering my backpack. I have a scramble, potty trowel, Kindle, and iPod, and my map, and headlamp. You can stuff a ton of stuff in here. The nice thing about this front pocket is it's made out of mesh, and so it's very breathable. So during the day I'll put any wet gear in here, and by the time I'm done hiking it's extremely well dried out. The Ohm 2.0 has very roomy side pockets. This is where I keep my water. You can see this is delicious Colorado river water that's still settling out. I use these Gatorade 1-liter bottles. They're short and squatty, which meshes well with the Ohm 2.0 pockets. The pockets aren't quite as tall as they are on some of the other backpacks in the ULA line, and I like a shorter bottle just to make sure it doesn't fall out on me. I also keep my alcohol bottle in here. So these side pockets are big enough to hold more than just your water bottle. Another water bottle on the other side here. On the side of the pack I've got mounted my stake kit for secure access. On the back of the pack, shoulder straps, and one of the unique features of the ULA line are these water bottle D-rings that are mounted to the shoulder straps. I use 24-ounce water bottles on these, and over the course of the past year I've had to, I found that the ULA supplied elastic band on here doesn't really hold very well. When I set the backpack down, take it off and set it down, quite often the bottles would fall off. So what I've done here is I've rigged up some steel wire that goes around the neck of the bottle and then goes to an S-beaner, which then clips onto the D-ring. That really holds it nice and securely. Another nice aspect of this pack are the pockets on the hip belt. So on the right hand side is where I keep my camera gear. It's not in there right now because that's what's filming this. On the left-hand side, I keep my snacks for the day, Cliff Bars, water treatment kit, etc. So plenty of room in there to hold the stuff that you need during the day. On the top, it's got a real nice strap here on the top, and that's where I keep my Thermarest mattress. You can see that the ULA pack is very generously sized. I'm on a 4-day trip, 3-night trip in the Grand Canyon, and I've got tons of extra space here in the extension collar that I'm not currently using. The jacket that I'm wearing right now would normally go in there and take up a little bit of that space, but it's a little chilly here this morning. It's about 40 degrees, so I'm keeping my jacket on. Inside the pack, there's a spot in here for a hydration sleeve. I don't use the hydration sleeve. I prefer to use water bottles when I'm on the trail so I can see how much liquid I have. But there's also a little security mesh sack in here for wallet and keys and so on. Stove and pot. Kevlar Ursack. This is where I keep my food. There's no bears here in the Grand Canyon, but there's very aggressive crows that will rip apart your backpack to get at your food. So I generally use that Ursack. Down vest. Tarp shelter. Clothing bag. This has my long underwear on that I sleep in at night. Sleeping bag. And ground cloth. So here in the Grand Canyon, it's really important to have something on the ground underneath you if you don't have a tent with a floor in it. Most of the camping areas are sandy, and everything gets sand in it after a while if you don't have a decent ground cloth. So that's what I've got in my my backpack here in the Grand Canyon in the ULA Ohm 2.0. So here's a close-up of one of the front pockets on the ULA Ohm 2.0 backpack, and as you can see, there's some bunch of seam sealer on there. I've been storing my mini tripod in that pocket, and it's got some sharp edges on it, and it eventually did wear through one of the corners in that pocket. So do be careful what you put in those hip belt pockets. They're not made of steel, and they can wear through and abrade if you're not careful what you put in there. Okay, here's a close-up of the way I rig up my water bottles onto the shoulder straps of the Ohm 2.0 backpack. You can see I've got some steel wire wrapping a couple times around the neck of the water bottle, a little bit of epoxy on there just to hold it in place. That goes onto a S-beaner, which then clips onto the D-ring. So it's very lightweight, very compact, but also very, very sturdy. Since I've gone to this mechanism, I haven't dropped any water bottles out accidentally or anything like that. And the S-beaner makes it very, very easy to get on and off from the shoulder strap. So works for me. Morning, campers. Kurt Papke back here with the ULA Ohm 2.0 backpack in the Grand Canyon. I'm coming to the end of my backpack here along the Tanner Trail. I'm at the top of 75 Mile Wash. A couple more things about the pack. First of all, if you're not used to ultralight packs, you'll notice there's no packing or padding or ventilation on the back. There's a little bit of, there's a very thin closed cell foam pad on the inside of the pack, but what's against your back is just the nylon outside of the pack. And for most people, this really isn't an issue. For me, I find it just as comfortable as the packs I've carried in the past that have padding for the back and ventilation channels. There's a little bit of a curvature to the back, natural curvature, so it naturally breathes. And if you remember, the way I packed my pack is I had my sleeping bag in the bottom and my ground mat, and then clothing and tarp on top of that. So everything that's against my lower back and my hip bones is very padded and soft, and so it's really quite comfortable. So another thing about this pack is, if I recall correctly, ULA rates it as about a 30-pound capacity backpack for comfortable carrying. And you can go, I've pressed it to about 35 for a day or two if I'm carrying a little extra water, which is quite common for me here in Arizona. But on this trip, my base weight was 15 pounds, 7.5 pounds of water, 7.5 pounds of food at the outset. So it was right at that 30-pound point, and it was very comfortable. Now I'm nearing the end of my trip. I've got only about 3 pounds of water left. Of course, I've treated water along the way. I didn't carry all my water in and out. And my food is running pretty low. So it's getting pretty light here. So it's quite comfortable at this weight. So I find this pack to be comfortable up to 35 pounds for a day or two, but for longer durations you'll want to keep it at the rated limit of about 30 pounds. So Kurt Papke coming to you again here from the Grand Canyon with the ULA 2.0 Ohm 2.0 backpack.